get us going in the groove of things, I do want to play us a song. And let's do it.
Knocked down, but I won't take no. Show up and I'm in the zone. Can't get high till you bend down low. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Don't wait up, I will not go slow. Not a copy, I'm original. Heavyweight champ, I can hold my own. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Let's go. Keep running till I cross the line. Can't turn back on an uphill climb. I'm a Hail Mary in overtime. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, I'm about to blow. Can't be stopped, I'm invincible. Can't get high till you bend down low. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, so let's get started into the main topic here. So blank canvas, we're painting our own adventure. What does that mean? We're painting it? Yes, you're painting it. We are the artists of our own lives, and we get to say what it looks like. So if you imagine Bob Ross with his paintings, what did it look like? What was he doing? He was literally walking you through. He's like, okay, this is what we're going to paint. He would just tell you what it was. And he would be like, it might be, mountains over here and a stream through here. Like, he started talking it out, but he first started with a blank canvas. So when you're going through your life, we consciously or unconsciously are making strokes on this canvas, and it's creating a picture. So our past, we have this huge work of art of our lives so far, and every picture that's on there is actually something that we put there, consciously or unconsciously, and we get to decide what the next day looks like, what our future looks like, and we can say what it sounds like, what it looks like, what it feels like. And the same thing is for our next week, month, year, and so it is something that's very important for us to really take hold of, because we get to decide if it's more positive, if we look at it more negative, if we are feeling it with more love, or if we're feeling it with more hate. So, or even fear and courage. Are you going to be more fearful staying there, or are you going to take courage and move forward with what you know and desire to do? So, this is take a moment for that. Like, what are you deciding it's going to look like, consciously or unconsciously? What are you imagining? What is the creation that you are actually heading out there? Is it positive or negative? Are you aware of the energy that you're putting towards something that maybe you don't want to manifest, but that's where you're focusing? So it's probably going to manifest wherever you're looking, right? That's like the message that I keep hearing over and over again from all kinds of different professionals. Even Tony Robbins talks about this, where you look, where you focus is where you're going to go. Where are you looking? We hold that talent, that power to manifest where we go. So we can listen to ourselves and know from an intuitive inner self where we want to go and start making steps. It doesn't always make sense. The first step is like, why am I doing this? It could be, very scary to make a first step towards something or away from something. And if we take that courage to listen, the more the voice will talk to us, the more we'll actually hear more of the messages and the things that we need to do or want to do. And we can compound on that, and we can really just expound upon it, right? So are you listening? And also, there are so many people that inspire us. Who is inspiring you? There's a reason why they inspire you. Is there something about their life that you would like to see? So if you don't know what you want in your life, but you know what's not working, that's part of the process, right? We know what we no longer want, so we can start moving away from that and maybe move towards something that is inspiring us, something that we see, and then keep making adjustments as we go. And so for me, I know that not everybody sees my gifts. Not everybody sees my paintings that I paint. Not everybody actually sees the work that I put in, but it's inspiring to those that do. Like my wife, she sees me every day, and she inspires me as well because I see what she does and the work that she puts in. So who is around you that you could inspire by your actions? And are you willing to take that step to say, I'm willing to do this for myself and to show others it can be done? So are you called to step up in a certain way that you already feel in your life? And if you're not sure, ask yourself, am I to step up in a certain way? Where am I being called to step up? Where do you feel drawn to make room for something? Is there something that you need to let go of to have room for something that you really do want in your life that isn't yet? So with Bob Ross, he gave paintings the base coat. It was like a whitewash over the whole canvas, and it gave him a feel for the canvas itself. It gave just a clean slate to start from to easily paint on it. And for me, when I think about the white that he puts on there in all the brush strokes, is really getting in touch with the day. And for me, this is the morning meditations that I do. I set time aside for myself every morning to really get in touch with myself, how I'm feeling, how's the day feeling. I check in with what might be popping up for me, what I might need for the day. And to me, this is that white wash across the canvas that's really giving me that sense of what imperfections might be there, that I might need to give myself extra grace, or I might need to give myself time away more because I know I'm going to be doing some challenging things throughout that day. It really just sets me up for success. And so for him, he's setting that canvas up for success when he's putting that white on there. And he's also realizing what's already on the canvas that's imperfect about it, that maybe he could use to include into his actual painting, his finished product. And so we can do the same thing. We can check about how we're feeling. We can talk about how we want to conduct our day, and we can make each day as beautiful as we want it. And it's going to be unique. It's not going to be like any other day. Every day is different, and you can let everything unfold, all the imperfections, and we can find peace in the direction that we have in the morning when we start off with a good base. Excuse me. So within each day, I do know that there's the realistic side of things, right? There are the responsibilities that we have. There are needs that we personally have. There are expectations of others that we have on them, and then we have on ourselves. And all of it is influenced by our past, our surroundings, our culture. It's influenced by people around us. And it can be hard to lay all of the expectations and pressures aside, but we can do it. And we can move from a place of our inner knowing and instinct. And if something comes up throughout the day that you realize that you need, or someone's expecting you to do something, we can allow those shifts to happen and give ourselves space for that to occur as well. So we can move have a general idea of how we want the day to go or how we know the day is going to go, and then keep moving forward. And we can include the imperfections in the painting of our day and be peaceful about it. So when it comes to planning is really something that you could get really, really detailed, or you can be very vague about it. Whichever way you are, and there's not one way that's wrong, it's how it best feels for you to do. And for me, it's a little bit of both. So I give myself some planning and I give myself some freedom. So I do have responsibilities that I know that I need to do, that I put it on my list, I put it on my calendar, and I have it in time sequence. But then I know that there are certain things that I need throughout the day that are allowed to show up and pop up and be able to do. So the main thing about it, when you get into your planning, a lot of the times we can get so overwhelmed by what's on our list and what we got to do that we don't do anything at all, and we set it to the side. So it's that analysis paralysis of, you can overanalyze something and then you get stuck. Let it come with ease. And if there's so much on your to-do list that you don't know where to start, do a priority of what it absolutely got to be done. You do those things first, and the rest that didn't get done at the end of the day, let those slide into the future, to the next day, change it to a different day completely, or another week. Like, as you do this practice, you actually get more of a sense of when something is actually required, when something is actually really, truly important and a priority. Because that was one of my struggles. I would think that everything was a priority because it was being required of me. But then you start realizing what's truly important as you actually move through and practice the awareness side of things, of what's actually being required, if it can wait, if it can't wait, and then making sure you're putting that into your plan. So instead of worrying and trying to go for perfection is something that we strive for, but everything is not going to be perfect. So do your best, take your first shot at it, and then let everything unfold, because things are going to come up anyways throughout the day, and things are going to have to shift. So allow for that to happen. So follow your instincts, do the first step, don't worry about making the wrong choice, and let the things that are laid out before you show you what can be done right then and what can't, and allow those things to happen. That's probably the biggest thing, is letting go of control when things happen throughout the day. So as you are being observant about how things unfold, you can really take into what is working for you and what is not working, what needs to shift, what is something that you would like to do less of because it's taking too much of your time and you don't enjoy it. Is it something that you can outsource to somebody else to do? Is it something that you can just remove completely? So as you are going through your planning, you actually get to uncover more things to work smarter and not harder. And that's a whole process. So let that unfold and reveal to you how you can adjust what you're doing right now, what's on your plate, to make your canvas more what you want it to be. At first, it's going to be a lot of, here's what I want and here's what everybody else wants of me. And over time, you'll see what you can do that will move to other people. So like, maybe you're hiring somebody to do something, or you ask your spouse to take over some responsibility, or it's something that is just truly not that important and you just let it go all completely. So look at your list of tasks. What is supporting you in the life you want to create? I think that's a really important question, is what are you doing right now that is going to support you where you want to be? And if it's not supporting you where you want to be, consider taking it away. Such as, I know for me, I used to watch so many shows to get away from life. Like, that was my wind down. I would work. Then I would stop, have a glass of wine, maybe two, watch shows. Then I would go to sleep, repeat it all over again. And it was a vicious, ugly cycle. And it was not fulfilling for me. I wasn't passionate about it. I ended up being burnt out, and I worked way too much, and I just didn't have enough of my personal desires in my life. Even my whole week would be all about work. I even worked up to 90 hours, and I had very little personal time, and it just wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't making me happy. So slowly but surely, I gave myself more freedom by changing the way that I worked. I changed the job that I did. I actually changed boundaries on how and when I worked, and set boundaries for the time frame that I did it as well. It really was important for me at first, because otherwise I was going back into the old cycle of just working until something was done, and just keep working until I could get caught up, and I would never get caught up. And so it was just this vicious cycle. So I had to stop it. I had to let myself see how unhealthy it was to just keep working and keep watching all these shows. And I would try to play all these games to just distract my mind. And really, I needed to do less of the work that I was doing and set the boundaries there first. And then I was able to find things that I enjoyed doing. I loved being outside. I loved going and hiking, and I wanted to do more things with my family, and I wanted to do more travel. And so I slowly but surely worked on putting more of that into my life. And everything that I did became more purposeful of where I wanted to be, rather than just taking what was given to me, and always answering and following what other people wanted, because I wanted to please them. I wanted to make them happy. But then I switched it to where I wanted to make my life just as happy. And that was a process. So where are you in your tasks? Are they making you go to that next step? Are you supporting your life and where you want to be? So when you're looking at your broad, big plan vision that you want for your life, we have to narrow it down to, monthly steps. Maybe it's yearly steps too. But each day and each week, you're doing something toward where you want to be. And that there's a compound effect. And if you've not read that book, The Compound Effect, it is very, very good. And every action that you take, every decision, every move, it will compound to where you want to be. So for me right now, I am making sure that I'm consistently showing up for my body, and that I am moving every day, doing something. And it's something that's very, very important for me, because I know at the end of the day, where I want to be is a healthy, fit, wonderfully fit woman, strong in my own form, whatever that form looks like. I just want to feel strong, feel healthy, be healthy. And that's helping me toward that goal. So when I work out every day, or I go for a walk, or I go for a hike, I know that that is getting me closer to that goal of being a healthy, fit woman that I want to be. And that feels good. It feels good that my action of doing that is going toward that. And you can do that in any other thing. It's like, if you want to be more artistic or find things that you enjoy, you got to work on that and put that in your to-dos, put that in your tasks, have that in your plan, and get started. Do something. So if you want to be more creative, find some artistic things that you want to try to get those juices rolling and the wheels turning. And creative things are not always artistic. It's, you could think about just thinking out of the box, creating solutions for a problem. So is there a problem that you need to be creative about? Think about it. How can that problem be solved? We're all very, very creative. So use those tools, those gifts. So the good rule of thumb is to know that things are going to inevitably come up. So as you plan and have these things that you want to do, know that you can shift with peace, that things are going to pop up, but you can deal with them as they come. So when things come up, you can ask yourself, is this something that I have to address right now? If not, you can acknowledge that something came up, let them know that you will address it, and then put it as a reminder for a different day for you to actually look at it. So if something's not important and someone came to me and said, hey, I'd like for you to look at this problem I'm having, and it's not that crucial. It's not crucial at all. It's not a fire, go get the fire truck, and the ambulance. Acknowledge, okay, sure, yeah, I'd love to do that. I'll get back to you. You can put it down for you tomorrow or the next day, whatever, fits with your schedule, and get back to them. It doesn't always everything that comes to us does not always have to be addressed right then and there. Go work on it. So if something is coming up for you, someone's asking for a meeting, I really ask yourself, is this needed right now? And then be honest with yourself if you have the time to do it. And then if you do, then do it. If don't, then don't. And then put that into the days that you can. All right. And those imperfections, those things that pop up are the imperfections that Bob Ross talks about. So you can still infuse those moments as beauty into the picture. And you can't, without dark, you're not going to have the light. So they go hand in hand. All right. And no matter what, know that you have a sense of success in every day. Like I think about that, even when I struggle in a part of a day, but then I came back. So a perfect example would be yesterday, where I was feeling down in a moment and I was just feeling very disappointed, very just down. And I shook myself out of it, going through what I needed to do. And I wasn't really proud about how that moment felt. But because I kept going and doing the things and whatever made me happy, so which is moving my body. So when I came out, did my workout, and then I kept working, I realized that I felt better. I felt happier. I was listening to music and I was dancing. And so like the mood, the things that get us down, those things end up passing. And we can learn from the moments when we were down. So I had my learning moment of why I was down after the fact. So if you can get through feeling those feelings, and when things are going bad, you can get on the other side of that, see what was happening in that moment to actually address it, and still have the beauty and fun at the end of it as well, because I was dancing. I was listening to music and having a great evening. So things like that can definitely happen throughout the days, and you can know that you did your best every day by following your plan, knowing that things are going to come up and addressing those as they do with grace and power and just ease. It's a good feeling. You handle things, and it's really empowering. So he says in the book on page 21, and he said this in his various shows. It says things that just happen are sometimes more beautiful than things you really sit and plan. And I can really attest to this. Like when you're spontaneous or letting things happen, letting things shift, you have no idea how like different or better something can be if you let go of that control and let things unfold. So for example, I had a general plan to spend time with my friends and family. Had no idea how it was all going to happen because there was so much back to back. But I was just like, okay, we're going to go with it. I had a plan. I didn't sit every detail out, but we did it. And throughout the day, yes, it was busy, but we had fun as we went. We listened to music, listened to books on the way to different places. There was lots of travel. And while we were there with our family, we were there with the family. We traveled to our friends. While we were with our friends, we were there with our friends. And it all fell into place. And it was so beautiful. I didn't have to control everything. I didn't have to make anything happen. I had general time frames that I wanted to do things, and I had no idea if the times were going to actually work. But as I allowed things to unfold, it would turned into a beautiful, beautiful day, and I wouldn't have changed anything about it. So things can be beautiful, even if you just let them happen, and it wasn't what you expected. He also says, the more you paint, the easier it becomes. It's like anything else. When you first started tying your shoe, it probably didn't work the first time. You had to practice it a few times, and now you can just do it without looking. And the same is the way with painting. Pretty soon you can do it, and it just happens. It's not just the same with painting. I'll tell you, it's the same with life. And that was like the most beautiful thing that I could see in what he said is it's hard at first to shift, to plan out your days, your weeks, your life, and to go for your dreams and vision, what you want to actually paint. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I can definitely be a testament to that. It was definitely hard for me to change my routine, to change how I looked at things, to change my mindset, to change just giving my power away, to stop people pleasing, to stop really expecting everybody to do everything for me and to know what I needed. I had to communicate and tell people. So changing the way that I operated, changing the way that I just moved in life was a process. It wasn't easy, but it did get easier. It is easier for me now to handle changes, to handle the down times. I actually look forward to the down times, even though they're not fun to be in. I know that on the other side of it, I'm going to grow. I'm going to learn something. And same thing with failure. When I fail or something didn't go as I wanted it to or planned it, it definitely teaches me something. And it helps me to go to the next level, just one more step. So it's just so good to just work toward, to move forward, to know you're going somewhere, to know that as you move forward, no matter how many times you fumble, things work out, different approaches appear, and you can try and experiment and adjust as you need to. And it's just something that really works for me. And it really is something that you can embrace the failure, embrace the falling, embrace knowing that things aren't always going to go according to your plan. You can get up, brush yourself off, and get started again and keep going. That's like the biggest thing, is just to get up and keep going and knowing that it's all going to unfold. It's all going to make sense eventually. And when you look back, you'll be like, oh yeah, I get it now. I see. So here's my challenges. So they're so good. This is my top tips on how you can actually start this process. Challenge number 1 is pay attention to how you're currently spending your time, tracking it literally. You can track it in a spreadsheet. I use a tool called Toggle, TOGGL.com, and it's free to sign up. All you need is your email. And the website, basically, you do a timer, you stop and start it. And as you go, you can put your description in there, what you're doing. You can even have categories of what it is. You can put it as personal, you can put it as work, like a label. And you can say, okay, this personal time I was sleeping. Literally, you're putting everything in there. How much were you sleeping? How much time are you spending eating? How much are you spending with people, your family? Are you cooking? Are you cleaning? Are you actually working? Are you doing errands? Are you running around? Are you playing games? You're literally tracking all the time that you're spending. And at the end of a week, I would say at a minimum, do a week. And look at how you're spending the time, the buckets. Is there more time being spent somewhere than you thought was being spent? And this is where we get strategic. Where can you start making adjustments? But first, the first part of it is literally paying attention, being observant about your time. That's it. We're just looking at what it is you're doing and how are you doing it and when. After we do this, we can start clearing your canvas, making more space for the things you want to include. We can get rid of the things that's not working or not how you want to spend your time, and really start selecting how you want to create and what it is you want to create. And start making that broad plan of how you want to move forward with your time. All right. Challenge number 2, sit quiet in a space. Either it's in your bedroom, maybe it's somewhere where no one is when you wake up in the morning. I personally do this in my bed. And some people say that eventually you probably want to get out of your bed, but I haven't yet. And it's been years. So it's working for me. I'm not going to change it, at least for now. And what I do when I wake up first thing in the morning is I lay in my bed. I place my hands on my body. You can place both hands on your stomach, but I like to place my left hand on my heart and my right hand on my right side. Excuse me. And by doing that, there's a purpose for me doing that, placing my hands in that way. Your left hand is receptive, and your right hand is grounding. And I'm simplifying this so much right now, and I know it doesn't make sense to probably most of you. You have power going through your body, your whole body. And I personally feel the power coming through my palms. And when you place your hands on your heart and lower right side, you're telling your heart that I am being receptive, that I am listening. And your right hand is providing grounding, stability, security. You feel safe. So the placements of my hands mean a great deal to me when I am listening to myself in the morning. And I am meditating, asking myself questions. So that's what this challenge is. I want you to sit in a quiet place, place your hands on your body, and ask these questions. You're asking, where is your focus? Where is my energy? Where are my needs? Where is my guidance coming from? What do I need to know about today? Where am I being guided? And what guidance can I receive right now? And I write down what I hear. It could be a general sense of something, could be actual words. Whatever is coming to you is what's right for you. Allow those messages to be sent to you. And if you're finding yourself daydreaming or floating in your mind, allow that to happen, acknowledge what's happening, but then come back to the questions and get the answers to the questions when you're satisfied with the answers. Well, I shouldn't say satisfied, I guess, but when you recognize that that is the answer, then move to the next answer, next question. But I believe everything around us is energy. We're energy ourselves, and we're connecting to the energy that is flowing through us and allowing the messages to come through. So this is the intuition part, the intuitive side of us, the inner knowing, our heart's speaking to us, our spirit is talking to us. And I really want to encourage you to cultivate that, to really embrace that intuitive side. And we can start by doing this meditations in the morning. And I would say at least set aside 15 minutes. I do longer than that just because it's a personal preference and I like to allow time. So for me, I probably meditate about 30 minutes. And that is just to listen to myself and to write what I heard. So it takes me about 30 minutes. I really just sit and allow it to come through, and I don't try to control it. So that's challenge number 2. Challenge number 3 is the part about allowing unexpected things to pop up. So if you are aware throughout your day of how you are feeling, how are you reacting to things, that is going to be what you're looking for. Are you acting out of frustration and anger possibly? Or are you being receptive and discerning? Are you able to handle the things that come up throughout the day? So if you are being conscious about how you are feeling, it gives you an opportunity to ask yourself, what's going to serve you in that moment? If you're acting out of frustration or anger or feeling overwhelmed, it's a sign from your body that you need to probably take a moment and step away. That you need to do something else, switch tasks, and then allow yourself time to process what happened and what needs to be your next step. So some people like to talk things out with people. Hey, this happened, and this is how I feel about it. Or you can write it out in a journal, write it out on the computer. You can even go for a walk, right? Go for a walk and let yourself talk to yourself and see how you feel. What happened? How can you really take in what happened and process it? And then talk to yourself about, well, what is your next step about what happened? Is it something you need to address? Is it something that you need to schedule for a different time? It may not be the time at that moment. So that's my challenge. The third challenge is really just being more aware of yourself, how you're feeling throughout the day. And this is something that I really wanted to share with you as far as my base structure for a day. And you can do this as a bonus challenge, I guess. And it's the first thing that I do is I take care of myself. You can't pour from an empty cup. So I make sure that all my needs are met, that time that I give myself in the morning really sets myself up for success, because it gives me a moment to really ground myself, to set a mindset and an intention for the day. Then I move to take care of my household, my family that lives with me, and what is it they need? How can I actually provide what they need from me? I do those things. Then I take care of the other goals of the day, the responsibilities personally that I have, the responsibilities professionally that I have, and I take care of those. And I repeat this cycle throughout the day. So maybe after I do some work, I might need to take a break. I might need to go eat. I might need to go take a bio break, go to the bathroom. I might need to drink more water. I might need to actually go eat. That's something that we can get so sucked into work that we forget that we need to get up, move our bodies, go eat. So it's a cycle within me that I constantly am reminding myself, is there anything that I need? Is there anything that my family needs? What do I need to do professionally and personally with my other goals? And I just continue that cycle throughout the day. And it really makes a difference in how I show up, in my emotions, in just being able to stay regulated in my nervous system, to create safety within myself by knowing that I'm taking care of the things that matter and I'm taking care of the things that I need to. So make sure that you're really thinking about that. Is this something that's going to help you, your cycles, and making sure you have the energy to stay focused, to do what you need to do throughout the day. And as you are working on your goals, slowly but surely, everything you do counts. So just remember that. That's it. This is the end of today. And I wanted to thank you so much for showing up, for sticking around with me and doing this first launch of the program. And I hope you've gotten some really good information in this and excited about the challenges. It's really going to set you up. It really is. It is something that really has helped me, and I still do today. I still check my own time, even today. I still go through and do the meditations, and I still stay very, very aware of how I feel throughout the day. And if I stumble and I forget and I don't do it, it's okay. I keep moving and I keep trying and I keep doing it. So just as a reminder, this is a pay as you go, as you can program. And I do want to also remind you that if you have professional services that you want to swap for this program, that's also available. And I want this to be available to you to actually move forward toward what you want in the life you want, without thinking about all the limitations that we put around money. And money is a tool. It's something that we put a lot of value in, that actually is just an exchange for something that we need and want. So I am wanting you to just focus on what it is you want in your life and go for those things. And that is so crucial for you and for me. Everything that we all do is connected. And if we all do everything that is on our hearts, everything will be taken care of. I truly believe that. And so I hope you have enjoyed this, have enjoyed our time together. and we're showing up for ourselves. We're showing up for what we want, and it is absolutely beautiful. We're beautiful, and I really, really want you to see that. All right, that's enough. But I love you, and I am so excited for you to be here with me. Have a great day.